Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
This week, step into Ricky Ram's and get in tune with Indian classical music and take a balcony seat at the 50-year-old Regal Cinema. Some people are born to music. Some others are born to make the instruments that make that music sublime. Then there are those who rise unsung to be maestros in this field as well. B.D. Sharma is one such genius. The little shop Sharma owns in Connaught Place is named after his father, Pandit Ricky Ram, who was both a musician and a maker of instruments. It was his example that led Sharma into this vocation. My grandfather had a keen interest in music. My father inherited that from him and began making instruments as a result. Our establishment was originally in Lahore. We did a good deal of research about these instruments, and I came into this profession too. From a young age, I was interested in technical aspects, in making things. At the same time, my father gave me training in music. I started learning to play the sitar from Pandit Ravi Shankar. I learned from him especially about tonal quality. Unless you know about music, listen to it regularly or play it, you will not be able to make good instruments.
तो और साथ साथ फादर ने म्यूज़िक का भी हमें ट्रेनिंग दे दिया। पंडित रविशंकर जी से फिर मैंने तालीम शुरू की है सितार का, और उनसे बहुत सी चीज़ें हमें सीखने को मिली। टोनल क्वालिटी का हमें इम्प्रूवमेंट का और ज़्यादा पता चला, क्योंकि जब तक आपको म्यूज़िक के बारे में, म्यूज़िक आप बजाएंगे नहीं या सुनेंगे नहीं, या आपको म्यूज़िक के बारे में ज्ञान नहीं होगा, तो आप अच्छा इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स नहीं बना पाते।
Beginning with a show window, every aspect of the shop has a sound of music ingrained in it. In the window, miniature versions of instruments rest in silence. Inside the shop, the walls are plastered with pictures of its patrons, the great and the small. It is like a hall of fame of Indian music. Almost every one of the immortals of the rag has, at one time or another, given Ricky Ram his custom, and their photographic presence here testifies to that. Sharma has in fact been more than a supplier to many of them.
शुरू में जो इनसे अच्छे आर्टिस्टों से मुलाकात होनी बड़ी मुश्किल होती थी, क्योंकि बनाने वालों के लिए तो ऐसा था।
In the beginning, it was difficult to get to know the good musicians. Until one begins to make good instruments, one doesn't get to meet good musicians, after all. We worked very hard at it, so that we could work for them. When Pandit Ravi Shankar came here, I was in charge of instruments at All India Radio. We met, and then Panditji realized that I was a promising young man, and that I could make things according to his wishes. So we got along. Then my father took me to Panditji and asked him to teach me to play as well. And relations between us got cemented. Now he thinks highly of me, and all the work on his equipment is done by us. I met Ustad Vilayat Khan in a similar way, and he too felt I could set the tonal quality of his instruments in the way he wanted. Till today they regard me as a younger brother, and that is true of all musicians. Ustad Amjad Ali Khan too. We made our small tanpura for him, and he looks upon me as a brother.
उनसे रिलेशन अच्छे हो गए और बहुत अच्छी तरह हमें वो मानते हैं, और हर काम जो ज्वारी का है और वो सब उनका हम ही करते हैं। तो ऐसे ही उस्ताद वलायत खान साहब से मुलाकात हुई, तो उन्होंने देखा कि ये हमारे मुताबिक इनका ज्वारी का काम जो है टोनल क्वालिटी बना सकते हैं, तो उनसे भी मुलाकात हुई। ऐसे आज तक वो हमें छोटे भाइयों की तरह प्यार करते हैं, और सभी आर्टिस्ट जितने हैं अमजद अली खान साहब को हमने वो छोटा तानपुरे बना के दिया है, तो वो भी इसी ढंग से भाइयों की तरह ही हमें प्यार करते हैं.
Apart from the greats of Indian music, Sharma has also experienced the patronage of more unexpected clients. The foray of the Beatles into Indian instruments set a trend from which Ricky Rams has benefited.
हाँ जी, बीटल्स 66 में वो आए थे, तो
The Beatles had come here in 1966 and we made a number of instruments for them. They appreciated our work greatly and even gave us a special appreciation letter saying that we make the best instruments and understand music well. During the time of the Beatles, everyone used to be interested in keeping and playing Indian instruments. That craze has passed, but today it's the genuine buyers, the ones who really understand the music, who buy the instruments. They understand that we make good instruments and they appreciate this, so they buy from us.
लोग खरीदते हैं, तो उनको ये भी पता चलता है कि ये साज ये अच्छा बनाते हैं और उसमें वही क्वालिटी हमें, तो वो अप्रिशिएट करते हैं हमारे से साज लेने में.
Naturally, the shop abounds with instruments as well. In cabinets and out in the open stand the purveyors of melody, silent in wait of the hands that will draw from them their essence. There is much variety here, and the simple is no less eloquent than the grand. Catering to an art which cherishes improvisation, Sharma too has reacted to the demands of the times. One of the features that sets his craft apart is his ability to innovate. He has made a number of practical inventions in his field, inventions whose usefulness has guaranteed their popularity. Many of these have been geared towards making instruments more handy.
ये जो तानपुरा है, ये जैसे पहले बनते थे, प्राचीन तानपुरे यही कहलाते हैं.
This is the traditional tanpura, like they have been made for ages, but their size makes them unwieldy for traveling. We gave a thought and designed a different tanpura.
दूसरा डिज़ाइन किया है, वो ये तानपुरा है और इसमें जो वुड.
This is our tanpura, and it uses a black bridge which has 3 times the life of the traditional white bridge. Also, despite its size, this tanpura duplicates the sound of the large one.
बहुत ही उम्दा आया है. और सेम पिच पे वो ये ट्यून है.
It's tuned to the same pitch, so you can see how we've reduced this large instrument. All the musicians prefer this now.
वो सभी ये तानपुरा हमारा लाइक करते हैं. ये हाई पिच है.
This is on a higher pitch, and it's tuned to C sharp.
तानपुरा कम स्वरमंडल है.
This is a tanpura cum swaramandal.
एक तानपुरा है.
These are 2 instruments in one,
ये साउंड
a tanpura in bass, and along with it,
और साथ ही ये सिर्फ तानपुरा ही है.
this one's just a tanpura, which is very lightweight and easy to handle, but has the same musical quality. This is a particular favorite of many foreign musicians. It's very popular.
लोग जो हैं बाहर के विदेशी जो म्यूजिशियन हैं, वो सब बहुत लाइक करते हैं और बहुत पॉपुलर हुआ है.
Besides efficient, portable instruments, there have been other little improvements. An ebony bridge replaces the traditional ivory for better availability and improved tonal quality. Machine head screws in some instruments make tuning them easier and also increases durability. Details like these would only occur to someone totally familiar with the subtleties of making music. Not only can Sharma himself play, he has made sure that his sons too have stayed in touch with the strains of music that their creations must produce. As it is with Sharma, so it is with his sons. They are now an integral part of the business, and their hands are as sure with the files and saws as they are with the sitar and the tabla. In the factory where their instruments see their origin, Sharma and his sons supervise their construction, seeing to it that no one strikes a false note.
साज में पहले हमें देखना पड़ता है कि वुड कितनी सीजन है.
The first thing to keep in mind is how seasoned the wood is. Wood can be of various qualities. For example, if you cut a young tree, the tonal quality is not very good. We try to see that we use only old trees so that the sound is good. We test the quality of the wood for better harmony. For example, our sitars are tuned in the C-sharp key. So if we make the top, the tabli on which the bridge is set, out of wood with the same frequency, the instrument gives best results.
उसमें कौन सा, जैसे हम सितार बनाते हैं, सितार में क्या है कि सी शार्प पे जनरली उसकी ट्यूनिंग होती है. तो हम सोचते हैं, कोशिश यही करते हैं कि जो उसका टॉप है, उसको जिसको तबली कहते हैं, जिस पे ब्रिज स्टैंड होता है, उसको हम उसी सुर में अगर बन जाए तो उसका टोनल क्वालिटी बहुत बढ़िया हो जाती है.
Adherence to quality is of prime importance, since the final test will be taken by ears tuned to perfection. Every fret has to be filled just right. Every component has to be placed in its exact location. Every measurement has to achieve total accuracy. Beauty, too, is not ignored. After all, an instrument should look as lovely as it sounds. It is only when all these considerations have been met that these blocks, presently so mute, will be able to conjure magic out of thin air. "50 years have passed, and the front of Regal Cinema has seen quite a change. The crowds have grown many-fold. Hustle and bustle is the order of the day. The posters have gone lurid. The subtlety of that pre-independence age has been rejected. Yes, much has changed."
Well, those days, business was very bad. It was only a seasonal business during winter months, because during summer, Government of India used to move to Shimla. And most of the shops in Connaught Place used to shift to Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital.
There was then a stage here where some of the best shows of the era were performed. The feet of Uday Shankar wove their magic on its surface. Southern Bose followed in those footsteps. The walls of the theatre resounded to the voice of Prithviraj Kapoor, many of whose epic plays premiered on the stage.
There was Shanti Bardhan's ballet, Discovery of India, based on Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's book. I went to Panditji to invite him on the premiere show. Panditji came, and on the second day, his secretary, O.P. Mathai, telephoned me that Panditji immensely liked this show, and he wants to see it again, and he wants to bring all his cabinet ministers, including Dr. Radhakrishnan, then Vice President of India.
History, too, sometimes made Regal its standard-bearer. Many of the most hallowed of India's sons passed through here, as did many of their British counterparts. Viceroys and vicereans sat in the royal box, and Regal acknowledged their viceregal presence. In the days of the freedom struggle, the cinema played its part. Independence came, and the golden age of Indian cinema was not far behind. The Roll of Honor at Regal includes most of the great films that India has ever made. The greats of foreign cinema, too, flashed across Regal's screen.
Big directors, top directors of Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, I screen films like Bimal Roy, Mr. V. Shantaram, Nagi Reddy, L.B. Prasad, Mehboob Sahab, all the pictures I see, like Mother India and Pyasa and all those big films, memorable. So Regal had a memorable and glorious history.
As the mood of the country changed, so did the scope of its films. When the birth of the parallel cinema brought a new message to the medium, Regal was again at the forefront.
There was emerging an audience which was now feeling tired, getting tired of the commercial cinema. The commercial cinema was had the formula of let's say 8 songs and 4 dances and villains thrown in and some fist fights and things like that. And but let me also clarify here that our great filmmakers like V. Shantaram or Raj Kapoor or Guru Dutt or Mehboob or Bimal Roy, you know, their cinema was a perfect blend of the formula film as well as one that was also socially relevant cinema.
A look behind the scenes shows that the aura of glamour still persists. In places like the projector room, the images still dazzle. On the screen, the films are still hits.